Okay, so let us start. Yeah, ma'am. So let us start with the things which we discussed yesterday. So I'm hoping like all of you have remember at least some of the things which we discussed yesterday. So can anybody tell me from where we started? You're free to speak up, and you don't have to tell me each and every detail. But what were all those things which were discussed yesterday?
We introduced
If I may, sir.
market.
Okay, so Alhaji, we have started with the introduction of marketing. Yeah, Vasant.
Yes, we did. So we discussed about whether marketing is sales or
Mm-hmm.
is it advertising. We discussed on that.
Right.
Uh, we talked about the definition
Yeah.
and also how we go about
Mm.
to let's say create what are we looking for after we do the marketing bit of our business. That
Okay.
is, our target is profit, and we
Mm-hmm.
talked a bit about
Mm-hmm.
non-profit
Okay.
organizations as well. Yeah,
Okay.
and I let the other students carry on. They have something to say. So, thanks.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Okay. So, anybody else would like to speak up about the other things which were discussed? So, Alhaji already talked about introduction. Then Vasant has talked about like about the definition, meaning, and a few other things which were discussed. So, any other thing which you remember?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure.
We talk about introduction to marketing.
Mm-hmm.
What is marketing? Why
Mm-hmm.
marketing?
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Market mix element,
Okay. Very nice.
market environmental analysis,
Okay. Perfect.
market research,
Market research. Nice.
um,
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, like
that's
you have, yeah,
everything.
four or five things you already talked about. Okay, anybody remember market orientation concept? You discussed about market orientation, right? So, what were those five concepts which were over there? Yeah, if anybody would like to take a chance and would like to speak up.
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry. So, what was the question again?
marketing
Sorry.
concept. Sorry.
Yeah, I we have discussed what were the orientation of the market and how the marketing as a concept has emerged over the period of time. So we have discussed a few things. There were five concepts which were discussed under that. So I just wanted to know something about that.
We we've discussed about political factor,
Mm-hmm. Nice.
economic factor,
Right.
social factor, technological factor, legal factor, and environmental factor. These are the five factors, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. These were the factors which we have talked about under macro environment analysis. I'm actually trying to get your attention on the five different concepts which we have talked about, right? So I'm just giving
We
you two. Yeah. Yeah. Farida, please go ahead.
there was the product concept, the
Yeah.
selling
Nice.
concept, the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
marketing concept,
Hmm.
societal
Right.
mar- market concept. Oh, okay.
Okay.
And there was production concept. Yep.
Very nice. So we're starting from production concept, then we moved to product concept, then we have talked about selling concept, then marketing concept, and then societal marketing concept. And I had told you what is the link among all this. Why production concept first, and then why the concept of product has emerged, then gradually why selling concept has come in practice, then marketing concept, and then nowadays we majorly take a look at societal marketing and holistic marketing. We have talked about holistic marketing as well, right? So I think that is sufficient to just quickly connect with the things which were discussed yesterday. My intention was like if we are going to discuss something new today, so we should be able to remember what were the things we have discussed yesterday. You will find a link among these two. Okay. Okay, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Right. So I'm just quickly uh, like skipping this slides. The intention is Like if out of any reason you have forgot something, so quickly you can take a glance on this. Then we have talked about marketing mix elements, extended marketing mix elements, which are the three elements: people, process, and physical evidence. And these are the elements which makes much sense in case of any service organization. And we have a detailed discussion about promotional mix elements, how it makes sense, and how one element is very much different. So if we talk about advertising, how it is different from all other promotional mix element, and what are the characteristics of each of these elements. Then we have discussed in detail about how marketing can be termed as a broader concept, and sales and advertising can be considered as a subset of marketing. We discussed this yesterday. Then we had a discussion on this market environment analysis. We have watched this video. Market research is the another thing which we have talked about, and the idea is to develop a deeper understanding about the customers which we want to reach out to. Then we have talked about segmentation, targeting, and positioning. And then we have briefly talked about what are the market segmentation bases that can be used by a marketer to divide the whole market among the different groups. And these are the four major bases that can be taken. So if this is fine with all of you, so let us move ahead with today's discussion. There are two or three more topics which left out from block one, and then we'll start with block two's discussion, right? So here you are seeing the ENSOF matrix on your screen. So that is the one very robust matrix that can be used for deciding which market you should target, right? So first thing we have already done, we have segmented the whole market into different groups. Now how we are going to decide which are the segments or which can be more profitable, which can be giving more business to us, and in a longer run, if we talk about all those groups, so which are the groups which we can successfully target, right? So this can be decided with the help of this ENSOF matrix, right? So this is one matrix, and this is not the only way, right? I'm not at all saying like this is the only way through which we can go for targeting, but this is one of the ways we can do it, right? So I think all of you understand this matrix which is over there, right? And let me try to give you some details about it. So let us start from the top left, right? So you're seeing a blue color box which is over here, which is here it is written market penetration. So what is the idea here? So you can see on your left hand side there is existing markets and there is a new markets, and on the top side on this axis you are seeing existing products and new products. So what is the idea of this matrix? Now if you take the combination of existing products and existing markets, so suppose you are a beverage company, right? Maybe you manufacture some soft drinks, you want to market those soft drinks to a target audience, right? And you have decided which are the consumer groups, right? So with the help of this, I'm just quickly going back. With the help of this, you have selected you have actually divided the whole market among these groups, and now you have actually already segmented those groups. Means you have an idea. These are the groups which can actually having a potential to give you a business. Now, out of those groups, how you are going to select the right market for your business, right? So that can be done with the help of this. So what is this market penetration strategy here? So your product is existing product, there is nothing new in your product. So we can take example of classic Coca-Cola. So that is a very established product that is already very much popular among the consumer groups, and market is also existing, there is nothing new in the market, right? So you are doing business into that. So the one possible strategy is to go for market penetration. This market penetration is going to help you to gain more market share. This is going to help you to serve more to the existing customers. That is the one way we can go about it. The another possible way is you look for a new market, as this box which you are seeing over here. Market development is the strategy that can be taken here. So what is the idea of this? When you go for new market with existing product, so suppose the same Coke you want to sell into a new market. So what you are going to do, you are going to develop the market. You are going to first get yourself familiarized with that market. Then you will try to develop an understanding what sort of products this market can accept, and then you develop your own market into that new market. So that is the one strategy that can be followed when you take a selection of existing product with new markets. There is another possible way. You can go with a new product in the existing market. So your market is existing, you are already established there, but you want to introduce something new. So maybe Coke Zero has come up, right? So that I'm just taking the very known example which is available. So Coke Zero has been introduced by Coca-Cola. The idea was there are some people who are health conscious, there are some people who don't want to take a sugar or caffeine intake. So Coke Zero was something which was a product for them. So what they've done the product development. Market was already existing. They are already available in the market. They are already having their brand image or brand identity which has been created in the market, and now they are just going for introducing a new product. So that is the another way you can actually go for targeting your market. The another and the last the fourth possible way is diversification. Now if you don't want to actually go ahead with existing market and existing product, you want a new market with a new product, and it is a complete diversification which you are doing. Diversification means now you started selling mango drinks, right? So maybe a kind of a maza or similar kind of drink you introduced. What is the idea? Or maybe with a beverage business you started some accessories business, or maybe you started selling we can take the example of this burger. So now you started selling burger as well, right? So what you have done, you are not actually selling just beverages. Now you are diversified into a burger business. That is also a possible way, but you are also seeing one thing, which these arrows are coming down, you can see from left to right and top to bottom. So what is the idea of these arrows? See, which strategy you are going to select or which combination we are going to select, that is actually going to decide how much risk you will have to take, right? So there is a much risk in diversification, but if we talk about all other three strategies, so the risk is comparatively less as compared to diversification, right? So this is a possible way we can go for targeting those markets that possesses a capability to give us a higher return. So now we have done with segmentation and targeting. Now our next task is to do the positioning. And anybody remembers what is the meaning of positioning we have discussed yesterday? Yeah, if anything you remember about what I have discussed about positioning. Okay, so let me remind you what we have discussed about positioning yesterday. See, what is positioning? Positioning means creating a mental image, right? So positioning is something which gives you a position in the minds of consumers, right? And you position your products by comparing it with your competitors, right? So suppose Coca-Cola and Pepsi, these are the two major beverage brands which are already available in the market. Now how you want to be a third brand, and you wanted to introduce yourself as a new brand in the market, right? You wanted to introduce yourself which is different from Coke and Pepsi, right? So what you are going to do, you are going to do a positioning. You are going to position your product in the minds of consumer, like we are very much different from Coke and Pepsi. We are not another Coke or another Pepsi. So that is a positioning, and positioning can be done on these basis which are given over here. So it can be positioning can be done on the basis of attributes, price and quality, usage or application, who are your product users, what is the class of your product. It can be of a luxury class, it can be of moderate class, it can be of cost effective class, who are the competitors, right? So all these bases can be taken into consideration when you are doing a market positioning. So what is something which you are doing here? You are actually trying to create your unique positioning in the minds of consumers, so that consumers will be able to identify you as a unique brand or unique product in the market. So that is the idea behind market positioning, and these are the bases that can be considered for positioning. So the one more thing which we had to discuss yesterday is consumer behavior, right? And why consumer behavior makes sense. See, if I talk about consumers, so we were discussing yesterday as well, consumers are, at the end of the day, they are the humans, and we all know each and every human being is different from others, right? So maybe you are a group of four friends, and consider that example. So you four friends wanted to go for a trip, and definitely all four of you will be having a different choices. Maybe you will select one particular destination, but how you are going to select that destination, what you wanted to visit there, what sort of experiences you want will vary. Why? Because as a human being, all of us are very much different, and the same thing applies with our behavior, right? So as a consumer, our behavior changes due to different factors, right? Or what sort of behavior which we showcase is when we buy something, right? So suppose you buy a mobile phone, or maybe a pair of shoes, or if you buy maybe any other product or service, so there is a certain sort of behavior which we showcases as a consumer. And this behavior is really important to be understood by the marketers. Why is it so? Because it is really tough for a marketer to decide if each and every individual is very much different. So how they are going to create a common understanding about the consumers? And that is the reason they study some of the factors which actually influences the consumer behavior. And once we are having some understanding about these factors, we can clearly say an XYZ person's behavior is going to get impacted by the certain set of factors. And what are those set of factors? It may be from economic factors, personal factors, psychological factors, cultural and social factors. And majorly what happens in most of the cases, consumer behavior is get impacted by the combination of all these four categories of factors, right? So as we can see, there are different sub factors under economic factors, right? Person's income, family income, what are their expectations regarding future income, means whatever growth which they are seeing in their future income, whatever liquid assets or credit which they are possessing, what is the level of standard living standard they are having. All these are the economic factors which has a direct relationship with the money, means whatever earning they have as a family, as an individual, these factors are going to impact their consumer behavior. And that is you can actually make a sense about this, right? So suppose if you want to buy a mobile phone, so one thing which we always think about is what is my budget. And budget always comes through this economic factor, right? And just correct me if I'm wrong. So every time when we go for buying something, so we always think about what is my budget, what is something xyz amount of money I can spend on buying a certain product or services. And that is something which has its relationship with the economic factors. The second important category of factors is the personal factors, and that is also very much influencing the age of a person, in whatever occupation you are, what is your life cycle stage, what sort of lifestyle which you follow, what is your personality and self concept for you. All this comes under the personal factors. The next category is of psychological factors, which consist of motivation, involvement, perception, learning, lifestyle, attitude. These are the things which you actually makes the psychological factors. The last but not least important, the culture and social factors, which consist of your culture, subculture, a social class which you belong to, social groups which are over there. So we are a part of sports groups, we are a part of music group. Some of you may be a part of some tourism groups, or maybe as per your interest. There are some opinion leaders whom we follow, right? We follow multiple people online, we follow multiple people in our daily lives, and their opinion actually matters to us, right? Role and status, that is the another thing which actually comes under the culture and social factors. So what is the idea of this? I cannot actually discuss each of these factors in detail one by one because there is a paucity of time. But what understanding I'm trying to create here, if you take a very combined look on all these factors, so each and every buying which we do as a consumer, or each and every decision which we make in our life regarding buying something or not buying something, and very important, very interestingly, it is not only plays important role in buying something, but if you decide something not to buy, that also get influenced by the kind of factors which we are talking about here. And combinedly these factors are known as the factors which influences the consumer behavior. And this five categories of these four categories of factors plays its important role in shaping or influencing the consumer behavior. So these were the things which I intended to discuss in block one, which we have discussed yesterday. And on this slide, as you can see, seeing some of the key points, key takeaways which are over there. Why I put these points? Because whatever things we have discussed since the beginning as a part of one block, a kind of summary is over there, right? So if you want to recall those concepts, so very quickly you will be able to do this with the help of these points which I have mentioned in the end of each block. And I will be sharing this PPT with you. So it will be helping you to connect yourself with the things which we have discussed as a part of our academic counseling. So that's all for block one. Let me quickly start with block two. Any query, any question related to block one's discussion? Yeah, the session is open for discussion. Any confusion?
It's all good. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Vasant. Okay, so let us go ahead with the today's agenda. Okay, I hope you are able to see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so today,
Yes, you can see it.
okay, thank you. So as a part of today's discussion, these are the things which we are going to focus upon, right? So first, we are going to create our understanding what is a product. So because see, we were very frequently using this word product, brand. So what is this? What is the meaning behind it? What is why we call a product as a product? Why product makes sense? What is a brand? All this understanding first we try to create, and then we'll move ahead with the other set of discussion. We'll try to know the meaning of product, how you can go do a placement of product. Placement means when you are introducing a product, so how more and more people, how your audience group accept it. So what is that condition which is required over there, right? We'll talk about product layers. So single product can have different layers, or maybe it is a possible case a single product can have a multiple satisfaction levels which are also possible. We'll talk about that. There can be different types of products as well. We in one sense we say water bottle, refrigerator, we say mobile phone, we also say shoes, we also say possibly a laptop, right? And on the other hand we also say maybe a kind of a tools which we use for construction purpose, right? But each and every product falls under a different category, so we'll try to understand those categories, right? There is an important concept of product life cycle, and that makes much sense, because as there is a life of each and everything which is available on this planet, and that is a very popular saying. We all understand this, like whatever which is taken a birth, it has its own certain life, and up to a certain limit it is going to work. So similar is the case with each and every product, right? We'll then try to create understanding how product is different from brand, and what is product and what is brand. That understanding we'll try to create. There is a very nice concept of points of difference and points of parity, and that will also give you much clarity about this product placement, and how you can, even for positioning as well, this is going to help you, right? Then we'll gradually move towards pricing decisions. So what are those decisions which are really important from a pricing perspective? Price is really important element we have discussed yesterday, right? So what is the flow which I'm following? I'm just giving you some orientation about it. So yesterday we have discussed multiple concepts. So now you just pay attention. We have discussed marketing mix elements, and we have talked about four different marketing mix elements, right? Product, price, place, and promotion. Now one by one we are going to discuss all those four elements in much detail, right? So today we are going to talk about product and price in detail. Tomorrow we are going to talk about placement, place or distribution, and promotion in detail. So that is the way we are going to move ahead. So let us try to first create an understanding about what is product, what is its meaning, right? So anybody knows how you can define product? What is your understanding about this term? Yeah, if anybody would like to say something. Even we uses a multiple product in a single day. When you wake up in the morning and when you go for a sleep in the night, so there are multiple products which we uses throughout the day. But what is the meaning of product? Okay, let me tell you what is a product and how we can define it, right? So product is a combination of this four things which you are seeing on here, right? And you can see the customer needs are at the base, right? It is at the bottom, right? So what is a product? So we have a certain needs, right? We require certain things in our life, and out of those there are out of those there is a need which has been created for product. And there is a product which has been created, that can be a tangible product, that can be a intangible service, that is possessing a capability to satisfy those needs. So we can see at the bottom there are consumer or customer needs, and these needs can be satisfied by the products, and these products carrying some characteristics and features with them, right? So if we try to get a meaning out of this, like the components which are mentioned here. So what is a product? Any bundle of features that possesses a capability to satisfy any need. So it is a bundle of feature, it is a bundle of characteristics which is a capability to satisfy customer needs, and that can be termed as a product. That is the simplest definition of product which you can find all across. Maybe if you refer to any of the books or internet sources, so that is the very simplest definition which you can draw out of all those definitions. What is this? Any bundle of features that is possessing a capability to satisfy customer needs can be termed as a products. And when we are talking about physical products, products are tangible in nature, which we can taste, which we can feel, which we can carry with us, and that is a product. And there are multiple products which we can talk about, right? Water bottle, mobile phone, pen drive, college bag, shoes, XYZ, right? So these are the products which possesses a capability to satisfy a certain need. So that is the basic meaning which we can draw out of this. Product can also be termed as an item offered for sale. So something which marketers are offering for sale, that can also be termed as a product. A product can be a service or an item, right? So it can be a physical product or it can be a service. So in other terms, we also say hospitality is also a product. Means when we go to stay in a particular hotel, when we go for eating at a particular restaurant, when we go for a tourism, when we possibly get the haircut done, so that all this also termed as services, and also can be considered as a one of the forms of product. It can be physical or in a virtual or cyber form. Every product is made at a cost and it is being sold at a price. That is the understanding which we all are having. There's a certain cost at which manufacturers have manufactured it, and then they sell it at a certain price. Products are what marketers supply in exchange for customers' money. From the product producer's viewpoint, a product is the end result of combining factors of production, labor, raw materials. All this can be included, and that has taken a shape which can provide some benefit to the customers. The concept of product is as a bundle of benefits, which is from a viewpoint of a consumer, right? So why there are two different viewpoints? So as a marketer, I'm creating something and I'm marketing something, and that is going to give me some price. But from a customer's point of view, it is something which is going to satisfy their needs. It is a set of benefits which they are looking for, right? So again, I'm taking the example, very basic example of a mobile phone. So the marketers who are selling or who are marketing the mobile phone, so they have a certain different objective in their mind why they are selling the or marketing the mobile phone. But as a consumer, when we are buying that mobile phone, so we are looking for certain set of benefits, and that is the reason that product possesses a capability to satisfy our need. So that is the basic meaning which you can draw out of the term product. Now I'm going to show you some images, and you will have to tell me what is the kind of connection or relationship which you find among all these products. So I'm just showing you 3 4 different images. Just pay attention. This is a bunch of flowers which you are seeing over here. This is a popular dish which we eat in India. It is known as dahi vada or dahi balla. It is actually a preparation of curd. I think all of you are very much familiar with the curd. So it's a very delicious food item which you are seeing on your screen. This is a bucket which we uses in our daily lives, right? So that is a very another common product. Matchsticks, which is also very very common and very popularly used product, right? Bananas, right? Bananas are also, it's one of the most popular fruits which we see over here, and it is being sold at a very large scale, right? So now I'm just again showing this 4 or 5 images to you. A bunch of flowers, this food item which is over there, then a bucket, matchsticks, and a banana. Any form of relationship which you can see over here? Anything common which you can see over here? Yeah, I want your response.
Matchsticks.
No, matchsticks.
Matchsticks.
No, matchsticks. See, what I'm trying to speak here, just try to get and develop. First, understand this. See, 5 images I have showcased you. Anything common among all these 5 images or all these 5 products?
Maybe all the products can be used at home.
We can use it at home. Okay, most of these products are we use in our daily lives, and it can be used at our home. Nice. Okay. Any other understanding? Okay, so let me come to the point which I'm trying to made here, right? So what is something common among all these images? All of these products are highly pure products, and what are pure products? All those products which people buy without concerning about the brand, right? All those products which people buy in their daily lives without thinking much about the brand or the company or a known sponsor behind it, right? And why I'm saying so, because and correct me if I'm wrong. Do you ever think about whenever you go for buying flowers, do you ever think like who is the brand behind it, or who is a known sponsor behind the flowers? Do you ever think about this, or you simply go pay some money and buy flowers?
We just go directly without thinking
Yeah,
much.
usually go directly, and whatever flowers which are looking good and at a certain price you buy it. Similar is the case with some of the food items, right? Maybe a burger if you are eating, so you may think about a brand, but this kind of products are easily available at a street food shops. Buckets which we use in our daily lives, buckets are also, I hardly think about any brand of a bucket. Usually we go and buy it from the market. Similar is the case with the matchsticks. We use it it on our daily lives, but hardly we pay attention which brand of matchsticks which we are buying. Similar is the case with bananas, right? Bananas are being sold openly in the market, and hardly we think about its brand. In some countries it is the different case. So if you talk about US, so there is a very known banana brand which is known as Chiquita banana, and that is the highest selling brand in US. But in other countries, and if majorly talk about all those countries which we belong to, so we usually we go and buy bananas from the market, right? So what understanding I'm trying to create here, what all sort of products intentionally have showcased here are the pure products. We hardly think about them as a brand. We hardly think have a brand consciousness about them, and we buy it as it is, right? So what is the idea I'm trying to portray here? I want you to clearly understand and differentiate between what is product and what is brand. So currently we are majorly talking about product. Now in the later stage we'll be talking about brand, right? So if you want to do a product placement means a product which you have introduced, a product which you want to market, you want more and more users for that. You want more and more people to accept it. Means you want a market acceptability of your product. So if you want a market acceptability of your product, so these are the 3 things which are really important, and you can take it as a thumb rule as well. It will work everywhere. It can be a simplest product like maybe handkerchief, or it can be a very complex product which can be something related to a scientific calculator, or maybe a device which can actually tell you something about your future, right? But these are the 3 things which should be at the bottom, which should be at the base when we talk about a successful product. First, you have to create an understanding about your user, right? Who will be the user of your product? Any product which you are creating, it's a mobile phone, or it's a water bottle, or it's maybe a school bag, but who will be your user? You have to understand or know your user first, right? The second important concept which always works, or the simple important element of this, is simplicity. Every world class product you can talk about, either it's Apple mobile phone, or it can be a Microsoft PC, or it can be maybe a very known watch which you always like to wear. Those products are the carries the simplicity, and that is always work. The third important aspect, you have to meet your users expectation, right? And what are expectations? Expectations majorly shared by two things. Either you have done some promise to them, right? So suppose you are saying we are XYZ mobile phone brand, and if you are going to pay a certain price to us, we'll provide you this sort of features, and this will be the user interface, this will be the RAM, that much will be the will be the camera capability. All these things you are going to talk about. And the second important thing is their previous experience. Whatever they have bought from you or maybe your competitor brand previously, it is going to help you to it is going to help the customers to shape their expectation. Now it is your responsibility to meet their expectation. If these three things are there, if you think you wanted to launch a new product or introduce a product in the market, and I'm not just only talking about new product, it can be something which you are coming up in new in the market. So if you find a spot here where all these three circles are overlapping, where you know your user as well, your product is simple and easy to use, which is actually going to solve a customer pain point, and you are actually that product is capable to meet user expectation, for sure your product will be successful in the market. So that is one concept which is always going to help you whenever you create a product. These three things are going to work at the core. Now let us talk about product layers, right? So what is this concept of product layers? And this concept has been introduced by Dr. Philip Kotler, right? So if we talk about any product, so a single product can have five different layers, right? And what are these layers? So first product layer is a core product, hardcore product, which we can talk about, right? Let us take the example of mobile phone here. All of you will be able to find a connect with that example. What is a core product as a mobile phone? It fulfills a basic benefit customers want. So can you tell me, whenever you buy mobile phone, what is the basic expectation you have with that modem, with that mobile phone?
It's about, I think, making and receiving
Make
phone
and
calls.
receive calls,
Yeah,
internet,
internet, right?
the basic, yeah, and that's it for me. Yeah,
Okay, nice. So
social
if I'm
media,
yeah,
yeah.
if I'm not wrong, if you are buying a mobile phone, so the first and most primary purpose of that mobile phone, it should fulfill a communication purpose. Means you should be able to make call and receive call. You should be able to send a text message or receive text message, and that is the core product. That is the very basic feature which you are expecting in your mobile phone, right? Now the second layer of that product can be generic product. What is this generic product? It provides actual product with tangible qualities. Tangible qualities, I'll tell you what is tangible qualities. uh, you are buying a mobile phone. Now that mobile phone possesses a capability, so it has a around, if I'm not wrong, 5.6 inches screen. It is a beautifully designed product. It is coming in three or four different colors, and it gives you a very nice user interference. So all this comes under the tangible qualities. All those qualities that can actually, which you can feel, sense, understand, and which can actually give you a basic understanding about that product. What will be your experience when you will buy that particular product? And that is the second important layer of that product, right? The third is the expected product, and this is something which we always expect when we buy something, right? It offers generic product plus other attributes customers want. Now one of you, or maybe as I could hear, some of you are telling it should be having internet or WhatsApp, or maybe it should run Instagram. So all these things nowadays are the basic are the expectations, right? A core product is a communication device, a mobile phone. A generic product is having some design, colors, and some varieties which are available. What is expected product? You should be able to watch movies on that. You should be able to run browse something on that. That is your expectation, right? And that is the another layer of product that is known as third layer, expected product. Now let us move to the fourth layer, which you are seeing over here, which is augmented product. It gives more than physical product and sets it apart from the competitors. Now if you are going to buy Apple mobile phone, or if you are going to buy maybe any brand of mobile phone which is very much different from other competitor brands, it will actually add to your status. It will add to your, it will be a symbol of your status. It is going to have, it not only help you to run internet, it is not only going to help you to use WhatsApp, but it is actually giving you mental satisfaction. It is actually giving you something which you were not actually expected, but it is more than that, right? So you expected all these features, but a company has provided something which is more than above, more than expectations, that can be considered as an augmented product. Now what can be the potential product layer? It provides additional tangible and intangible features. What can be the potential product? So there are n number of features which nowadays we are seeing in the mobile phone. Like we can use mobile phone for multiple purposes. Maybe in future there is something come up in mobile phone which you are not able to do today, and that is a potential of a mobile phone which is over there as a product. So I hope you got this right. So there are five different layers of a single product. I am talking in context of mobile phone only. One is a core product, which is a basic product, which is a tangible product that fulfills your basic requirements. Generic product, something, some tangible qualities of that product. Expected product, what is something which you expect from that product, some of the features, some of the qualities. Augmented product, that is something more than your expectation. You expected something, but something more you have got into that product. And what is potential product? Something which is going to come in the future, right? Maybe in future you may see a mobile phone which is which may be actually help you to charge your possibly maybe we can expect, though it is a very utopian dream, but we can expect there will be a kind of a battery which will come, which is a pocket size battery, and it will help you to charge your mobile phone for next 1 month, right? That is a potential of that battery which can be over there, which is nowadays coming in as a part of a mobile phone. So that can be a potential product which you can expect, and it can be anything else which is possible with a particular product. So these are the five product layers which can be possible with a certain product. Now I would like to just stop here for a few seconds, and I want to know your thoughts. Any question in this point in time? Yeah, the floor is open for questions, or anything you want to add on. Okay, so have you got the things which we have discussed so far?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
So shall we move ahead?
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
sir.
Yeah.
Right. Are you able to see my screen? I'm just confirming once again because I have hidden it. My slides are visible. Okay.
Yes, we can see.
No,
Sure.
it's the
Yes,
folder.
sir.
Nothing's open yet. But we can
Okay,
see the
you can see
folder.
the folder. Just hold on. Just give me a sec. I hope now you are able to see the slides.
Now it's okay, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now quickly let us come to product types. So as we were discussing in the beginning, so maybe for us, there are some products which were all those products are just products for us. But there we can actually divide all these products into different categories, right? So there are three major bases that can be taken for dividing these product types. One is based on durability, second is based on its usage or use, third is based on its tangibility. So let us quickly discuss one by one all of this. So if I talk about durability, so there are some products which are consumer durables. So you can consider all those products like furnitures, television set, mobile phones, which has its own shelf life. We can use it for a particular time, right? So maybe for 4 years, 5 years, some of them you can use for 2 years or 1 year. It depends. But there is some durability. These are not a perishable product, but these are the non-perishable products. So it is not going to perish very quickly, right? You can store it for a longer period of time. On the other hand, there are some non-durable products, right? You can categorize all other products like milk, vegetables, fruits, and maybe all those products which is a very limited shelf life, 1 days, 2 days, or maybe a week, hardly a week. All this considered as a non-durable products, right? Even all your FMCG products have a very limited shelf life. So if you talk about bathing soap or shampoos or maybe all these consumable jams and maybe other food items which we use is, so all this comes under non-durable products, right? So this is the one category of products that can be over there. Another category can be based on the usage, who is going to use it, right? So one party can be industrial goods. Who will be the users? Those who do some form of manufacturing, right? So there are some raw materials, machinery, components, operating supplies. All this can come under industrial goods. But another category of consumers, we usually termed ourselves as consumers, right? So we also buy different products in our on our lives. So this consumer goods can also be bifurcated into three different categories: convenience good, shopping goods, and specialty goods. Now you have to pay attention which sort of goods can be categorized under all these three categories. First category is of a convenience good. Can you tell me some of the convenience goods which we uses in our lives? What can be termed as convenience good?
Something like cars.
No, actually, car we cannot consider as a convenience good because okay, let me first tell you how which sort of products you can consider under convenience good, shopping goods, and specialty based on its nature, right? So see, what goods can be termed as convenience goods? All those goods which require less decision making, less complex decision making, right? All sort of goods which we can buy on a repetitive basis, on a repeat, which are very much common in nature, simple in nature, right? So if I talk about bread, butter, milk, or maybe your groceries, all these products can be termed as convenience goods because we don't require a very detailed decision making about this. Do you really think every day to which brand of milk you should buy, or do you really spend 2 3 hours every day to think of have you should buy 1 liter milk or not? Usually it doesn't happen. These are the things which we buy in our daily life, which is very much required, and that is the reason it is known as convenience good. It is really important for us on a daily basis. So all those products which we buy without making much thought, which doesn't require much commitment of money and cost, right? So what I'm trying to say here, you don't spend much amount on these products in a sense. Definitely you buy something for a day, we only for a weekly basis, for a monthly basis, but you don't spend something equivalent to a car. See, if you are going to buy a car, so definitely you have to commit a certain amount of money, but that much money is not required to be committed for buying a grocery, and that is the reason that can be termed as convenience good. Now the second category is of a shopping good. What is this shopping goods? All those goods which require a certain amount of decision making, a certain amount of thought is required, right? So you can actually consider your clothing items, your maybe a pair of shoes or a watch which you are buying. This can be considered as a shopping goods. Why it is a shopping goods? We don't buy it much frequently. That is the first condition, right? We don't buy watches every day. We don't buy a pair of shoes every day, right? We don't buy clothes every day. We buy it on occasion or on a certain frequencies, and that is the reason that can be termed as a shopping goods. The last category is of a specialty goods. Now you can tell me one or two examples that can be considered as a specialty goods. Let me tell you what is specialty good. A specialty good is something which you don't buy on a frequent basis. Maybe you will buy it maybe in a year or 2 years or 5 years, and that will be of a very much high value for you. Means you will have to commit a good amount of money for that, and that is the primary condition with the specialty goods. So now can you give me one or two examples what can be considered as specialty goods? One of you, I couldn't see the name, but one of you were talking about a car. So don't you think can be considered as a specialty good?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, car is a specialty good, or something which is like luxury in nature, right? So maybe if you are buying a gold ornament, or maybe if you are buying a silver ornament for paying a certain amount of money, and you are not going to buy it on a much frequent basis, right? So what is the idea of specialty goods? All those goods which require you to commit much amount of time, energy, resources, all those goods can be termed as specialty goods. And that is the reason, because see, if you are going to take a decision to buy a car, definitely you will require to spend a good amount of time in doing research. Which brand of car you should buy? What is your budget? In that budget, what sort of features you are expecting, and what are the other features of the car which you are looking for? All these things will go as a part of your decision making. So in case of convenience good, the decision making is very simple, simpler decision making is there. But in case of a specialty good, the decision making is very complex or complicated. So these are the three major categories of consumer goods that can be over there. Now, based on tangibility, that is the another category of goods, products can be over there. So tangible goods are those goods that can be touched, feel, or you can carry with you, or you can store with you, right? And we usually call it as a physical product. So all your mobile phone, water bottle, laptop, and all those goods that is some tangible aspect of associated with it can be considered as a tangible goods. And what are intangible goods or what are intangible products are the services: hospitality, haircut, doctors, teachers, and all those people, all those forms of products which are not which are not available in tangible form. You cannot store it, you cannot consume it in future, and that is termed as intangible products or services. We will be discussing in some more detail in the last block about services, and where we are going to talk about in some detail. But for creating understanding, I will just introduce you with this, right? So these are the three major categories of products under which you can divide the products. And now I'm hoping, if now if you somebody will ask you what are the product types, so you will be able to identify these categories which we have just discussed. Shall we move ahead if this is fine with you? Okay. So the next important concept in the line of discussion is product life cycle. I was discussing with you in the beginning of the session. See, whenever see, each and everything on this planet which has taken a birth, it has its limited life, and similar is the case with the product. So every product which has been manufactured in a factory, come up in the market, it has been sold to a consumer. So after a definite period of time, that product will end its life. With that product will go to decline. So what is the concept of product life cycle? Every product which comes in the market, it has its limited life in the market, and after that point it goes to decline. What is the sense here? Every product which comes up in the market, first it creates its own awareness in the market, then it comes at a stage where people are having awareness about it, then people have a much demand about that product, and after a certain point in time people got saturated, and now there is no more no that much demand of that product in the market. So let us start discussing all these four stages or the life cycle stages of a product here one by one, right? So let us first start with the introduction stage, right? And you can consider any product which has been introduced in the market very first time. So there are some certain characteristics which will be applicable to that, right? So initially the sales will be very low, right? So you can imagine any product which has just come up in the market, so its sales will be low. There will be high cost per customer. Why is it so? Because per unit cost will be very high. You will have to reach out to multiple people. You will have to pay, invest your money in advertising. You have to create awareness about your product to the target audience, which will require a cost. And there is possibility of some financial losses as well. Initially you are not going to make a profit, that is not for sure. You may make a profit or you may not make a profit. There will be some innovative customers who will adopt your product, right? There are some customers who always like to try something new, who always wanted to give a try to new thing in the market. They will accept your product. And there will be few competitors. If that product is something of a very unique nature, then there will be a few competitors, right? And it can be opposite case. You are introducing a product that is actually very much competitive. In a sense, there are rivalries which are available in the market, so that is also a possible case. So it is not always the case like any product which you are introducing in the market will be having a low competition. Some products are having a low competition, others are having a very tough competition. We'll talk about competition in detail after in the next block. Growth is the stage where your product actually shake out in the sense your product actually being accepted in the market. Now you see there are some certain target group of audience which are having awareness about your product. They are asking for your product. They are, when they are going to stores, they are seeing your products are available there, and they are buying it. So there is an increase in the sales. There is a cost per customer which is going to fall. In a sense, whatever advertising, whatever sort of cost which you are incurring on your product, but it will be get divided among a good amount of customer base, right? So suppose at the very introductory stage you had only 100 customers. Now you can think, now you got on more than 500 customers, so all those cost has been divided for among 500 customers. Now there is an increasing number of customers as well as competitors, because your product was unique, possibly unique at a very introductory stage, but now market is having awareness about it, and now the competitors have come up in the market. Now the third stage is a maturity stage, which is also known as saturation. And you can consider this is the highest time for that product. That is the time for a product when it is in much demand. Each and every person in the market is aware about your product. They are demanding your product, and that is the stage where your sales will be at peak. Cost per customer will be lowest. You will be making a good amount of profit, and there will be a mass market for you. Stable number of competitors are there, right? So what you are going to do here, your product is, your product doesn't require much push here, right? You don't require to spend much money on advertising now, because there is already much awareness which you created in the market. Now you just only need a simple follow up of to the customers. You need to focus more on customer relationships, and that is going to help your product to get sold, right? But at the later stage, what happens after a certain point in time, it happens now some technological changes has come in the market, or maybe competitor has come up with a new products which doesn't so now customers no more require your products. It may happen in certain cases. So your products are not at all required at all, right? So that is also a possible case. Or maybe after a point in time, so now customers are looking for something new, and they will look for product upgradation. They will look for extra features in the product, or they may go for a substitute products. So at this stage your product will see the decline phase, right? In a decline phase, you can see there is a falling sales. Cost per customer is still low, because still there is a good customer base which is over there, but your profits are now falling. Your customer base contracts means your customers are now going to your competitors or they are buying some other products, and number of competitors may also fall because that particular product, now competitors are not much interested to market those products, right? So what is the idea here? Each and every product which comes up in the market has its own life, and these are the four major life cycle stages in which you can divide a life of a particular product. Now I have not taken a particular example in this case because any product you can take example in your life. Maybe it's a bicycle or it's any particular two-wheeler model or brand which you are aware about, or it can be any mobile phone brand. Means I'm talking about a particular model of that particular mobile phone brand. You see, it goes through all these stages in their life, and that is a possible, that is a one possible case which is over there with all the products which we get friendly with in our daily life, right? Any question in this point in time? Because there are many things we have discussed in the last 25-30 minutes. I just want to hold on for a few seconds. Yeah. Anything you would like to ask me? Yeah, I want some responses. I hope all of you are there with me.
Yes, sir, we are here. Thanks.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Good question.
Yes, we
Okay.
have.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, yeah.
Just hold on. Let me share screen once again. So I'm having little cough and cold. That is the reason I'm sneezing in between. Okay. So now let us talk about product versus brand, right? So we have talked much in detail about product. Now we'll try to get an understanding what is brand, right? So a product is an object which is built in a factory, right? A product can be manufactured in a factory. Any product which we are talking about, it can be built in a factory. But on the other hand, a brand is a personality which is built on trust and relationships, right? So if I talk about soft drink, so Coca-Cola is a brand, right? But soft drink is a product. If I talk about possibly if I talk about this very known chips brand Lay's, right? So this wafers are the product, but Lay's is a brand, right? So what is the idea here? A brand is a set of association which has been built on trust and relationships over the period of time. Product can be easily copied, right? So you can copy a product. So we see there are many copied products which are available in the market. It looks very identical to the original product, and it can be copied by competitors. It can be copied by anyone, but brand cannot be copied. Why? Because brand is something which is not physically available. It is not something which is tangible. So brands cannot be copied by competitors. They have to create their own brand value or brand identity in the market. It's unique. Products are usually being sold by a merchant, and usually brand is bought by customers. In a sense, customers are the one who actually owns the brand, who look for the brand, and that is the reason whenever we go for buying certain products. So I'm naming some generic brands which are available in the FMCG industry. So maybe Surf Excel is a very known brand in the detergent category. Coke is a very known brand in the soft drinks category. If I talk about two wheelers, so Honda is a Honda, Suzuki, and I can also talk about Hero. All this these are the very common brands which are available in the two wheeler industry, right? Products becomes quickly outdated. Means we were very recently discussing about the product life cycle. So every product has a very certain life, and after that it will go on decline. but a great brand is timeless. So it is a very common case. Sometimes product get discontinued. We see a certain brand of detergent, now that brand which we used to buy before, now that product is not coming up with the particular with the same brand name, but we still remember that brand name, right? And that is the reason a great brand is timeless. So all those brands which have been curated over the period of time, right? And these brands are the timeless. It has no any definite life, right? So that is the very common differentiation which is over there if we talk about product versus brand. A product is something which is tangible, that can be actually built in a factory, but a brand is something which is intangible and which cannot be built in a factory, and that is something which has its connection with the emotions of the people. Brand is having its own emotional value for the consumers or customers, right? So that is the difference between the two. Now I will showcase you some images on my screen, and you will have to identify which is a product, which is a brand, and which is a company. So this is a kind of a small activity for you. It will hardly take 2-3 minutes of yours, right? So I hope you are able to see my screen. I'm just confirming once again.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, sir, we can see. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So I'm showing you some images. Now pay attention and tell me which are the products, which are the brands, and which is the company. Okay, I'm holding on here for some time. You just take your time, 1 or 2 minutes, and tell me. Have you got my question? By paying,
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Can I give it a try, please?
yeah, please go ahead. You can give it a try.
So
One by one.
Unilever is the company,
Unilever is the company. Okay, nice. Okay,
and the products are the shampoo, soap, washing powder, the ice cream, the noodles, and
okay,
cleaning
okay, right.
thing. And the brand is what's written on the packages, like Clinic Plus, Pears, Pond's, Surf Excel, etc.
Yes, yes.
That's what I think. It could be wrong, but I'm trying.
Okay,
Thanks.
okay, no, no. Can you tell me your name, because see, I'm not able to see on the
It's
backside of
Vasant, sir. It's Vasant.
Vasant. Yeah, Vasant. Nice. Okay, it's a good try, Vasant. So I'll wait for 1 or 2 more responses. Then I'll tell you what is the correct answers for here for this. Anybody else would like to give it a try? Vasant has actually given this try.
So the Unilever is a company.
Unilever is a company. Okay, nice. Nah.
Then the shampoo and the rest soft are the brand.
Okay. And
The
what about
package
this
one,
Surf
the
Excel?
product. Yeah.
Okay, these are the products. Okay, right. Okay, one last response. Then I'll tell you what is what.
My thoughts are on outside Unilever.
Okay.
Unilever, of course, it's a company. However,
Okay.
it's so looked at as it's also a brand on its own.
Correct.
Yeah. And yeah, the products, the shampoo, the soap, those and branded things over there in the middle.
Okay.
On the other hand, you have also products, but brands in themselves.
Okay.
You've taken the products, then you've branded them.
Okay.
For instance, yeah, that's
Yeah, I got understanding what you're trying to say. So Unilever is a company according to you, and that is its own brand value, means it can be also termed as a brand. Soap, shampoo, washing powder, these are the products that can be branded by these names. Right. So a washing powder can be branded by the name of Surf Excel. Maybe a soap can be branded by the name of Pierce, and so on and so forth. You are seeing the noodles which are over here. So noodles can be branded with the name of Nor, right? So what is the idea here? So I think most of you like you are right. Vasant has actually initiated this, and the others have also responded. Let me tell you what is what. So here, Unilever is a company. That is a correct answer. You can also consider it as a brand because it has its own value, but it has its own physical entity existence, which is over there. Unilever is a registered and incorporated company under the Companies Act, right? These are the products. Why these are the products? Because these are the generic products. Shampoo can be of XYZ brand, but shampoo is a product. Similar is the case with ice cream, or maybe the toilet cleaner, noodles, shaving cream, or maybe moisturizing cream. All this are the products. But these are the brands. You can see different brands of Unilever which are over there. Clinic Plus, Pierce, Pond's, Surf Excel, Feast ice cream, right? Quality Walls is the another brand which is a known brand, popular brand of ice cream by Unilever. And very interestingly, all of these brands comes under the umbrella of Unilever only. So what is my idea here? We should have a clear identity. As a marketer, we should not get confused with what is product, what is brand, and what is company. In a very general sense, in a very layman terms, we always interchangeably use it. There is no harm in it. But as a marketer, we should be having a clear understanding what is product for me and what is a brand for me. And because brand is timeless, brand has its own value, and brand can actually bring a price for you. And let me give you one such example. Suppose there is a detergent which is actually openly available in the market, which is no packaging, which is no name which is associated with it, right? So I don't think so. It will be having a much price in the market, right? So hardly, I'm just taking it in Indian rupees. Hardly it will be available at 40 or 50 rupees kg. Means a particular amount you will be paying for that particular detergent, which is available openly in the market. Openly in the means there is no packaging, there is no any branding element which is available. But suppose this same detergent has been packed in the packaging of Surf Excel, then its price will become doubled. Why? Because there is a known identity who is selling that product now, and that is the advantage of having the brands. Why do you think all these companies spend lots of money in brand building? Because people are ready to pay certain amount of money for the brand. Let me give you one such connecting example which we will find it very easy to connect. Suppose there are two different mobile phones which are looking very much similar. So suppose there is one Apple iPhone, and there is another similar exactly same looking product which is over there, but it is not built by Apple. So which one you are going to buy and pay more price for? And I'm very much sure you are going to pay more price for Apple's product because there is a known brand behind it. And that is the value which brands brings for your product. So as a marketer, we should be having a clear understanding about these terms, products and brands. Sorry. Now moving ahead, let us try to develop some more understanding about this term brand. So from where we have started, we have actually talked much in detail about the products. We have tried to create a deeper understanding about the term product. Now most of the things we are going to talk in terms of brand, right? So what is a brand? A brand is something which is a combination of these three things. What you say about yourself means as a company or as a brand, what you say about yourself, what your employees say about yourself, and what customers say about you. All these three things combinedly can be considered as a brand. This all these three things should be aligned. A brand can be a combination of products and services. So we were seeing there are some shampoos, there are some detergents, ice cream. All this are the products, and that has been branded. It can be a service, right? So we know there are different services which are being offered by airlines, mobile phone companies, and these are also the brands which are available in the market. So brands are shaped on the basis of past experiences, advertisement, logo, website. All this actually combinedly shapes the brand. It also gives a visual look and feel, right? And that is the reason whenever we go for shopping into any market, So we are able to identify the products easily because there is a visual look and feel which has been given by the brand. So that is the meaning which you can associate with the term brand. In the end of this block, I'll give you one very interesting activity which you can do for your practice purpose, right? So is it clear so far? What is product? What is brand? Can you able to are you able to differentiate between the two? What is product and what is brand?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now there is another interesting concept which we are going to talk about here is
Yes, it's clear.
okay. Thank you,
Yes, yes.
thank you. Okay, so another interesting concept which is over there is points of difference and points of parity, right? So I'll explain it first and then we'll try to understand it in much detail, right? So what is point of difference and points of parity? So see, if you want to stand among your competitors, right? So we can take example of any business. It can be a mobile phone, it can be a beverages business, it can be a food business. So if you want to stand among your competitors, it is really important that your product should have some points of difference and some points of parity. And it is really important that you should have at least a few points of parity. Otherwise, you will lose the category membership. I'll tell you what is category membership, right? So, if you want to be successful in the market, means if you want your product should be successful in the market, then your product should have some points of parity and major points of differences. Then people will accept your product in the market. So you can see there are some customers which are over there, and there is a company brand, means your company's identity, a brand which is available in the market, and there is a competitor brand which is also available in the market. At one point both of these are colliding, both of these are overlapping. These are the points of parity for you, means at this point your products and is very much similar to the other company's product, or the competitor, your brand is very much similar to the competitor brand. I'm discussing this in the concept in the context of both products and brand. You can consider any of them. So there is a point of parity and category membership of it, right? And there are multiple points of differences which differentiates you from your competitor brand. Let me take one example here which will actually give you a clarity there. I think all of you heard about the brand name of Levi's. Levi's is a very established jeans brand which is over there, right? So let us try to understand this concept of points of parity and points of differences by taking the context of Levi's. So Levi's is a global jeans marketer. Now what are the points of parity which is very much common with other brands as well? Levi's is a jeans manufacturer, and there are multiple other brands who manufactures the jeans, and that is a point of parity for Levi's. It is a middle range price positioning. So Levi's jeans are not very high price jeans. It is a mid range price positioning which it adopts all across the global market, and it is a common distribution channel which other jeans brands also have. So Levi's products you can find on their own specialty stores, means their own company outlets. You can find the Levi's products on some of the multi-brand stores, or maybe some of the local shops who are having a distributorship, or having access to the Levi's products. You can find your products there. So these are the three common points which you will find in the Levi's products, which are very much common from other brands. But there are multiple points of differences which makes Levi's different from all other jeans brands which are available in the market. So Levi's is a pioneer in blue jeans. If you want to buy a blue jeans, that is something which is you will find always. Levi's is a top name in that category. Quality and strength of the product is a point of difference. Authenticity of the brand is also another major difference, and very strong brand awareness, top of the mind brand awareness which it creates, and that is the another points of difference for Levi's. So what point I'm trying to make here, if you want your brand or product should be successful in the market, you should have a category membership. Category membership means Either you should belong to, so let me take example of any two-wheeler. So if you are a two-wheeler manufacturer and you want your product or brand to be successful, so either your product should fall under a moped or a bike category, right? And if you try to mix both, then consumers will get confused and you won't be able to get succeed over it. Means consumers will get confused what is something they are buying, and that will create confusion. So that is really important. You should have a category membership. You falls under two-wheeler category of products, or and under that there is a bike or moped, any one category you can select. Similar is the case with the other. So maybe you are a four-wheeler manufacturing company, so there is a product which is specifically meant for commercial purpose and another product which is specifically meant for passenger vehicles. You cannot mix the two. You cannot create a product which can be equally important for commercial category as well as a passenger category. Very few products you will find where people are using it for both the purposes, but companies always built a product by keeping one particular category in the mind, and that will give you category membership, and that will help you to actually get category membership of that product among your competitors. But there are multiple points of difference which will give enough reasons to your customers to buy your products, and they are not going to choose the your competitor brands. So that is the idea of points of difference and points of parity. I'm again repeating, there should be minimum enough points of parity which should be there, so that you can come under a category of those products. Maybe a soft drink category, it can be a mobile phone category, it can be a mid-range mobile phone category, it can be two-wheelers, it can be mopeds, it can be bikes. But there is a certain category in which you are competing, and that you will get through points of parity. But there are certain points of difference which will help you to stood different in the market, and that will help you to just differentiate your products and brand from the other competitor brands or products which are available in the market. So that's the concept of points of difference and points of parity. Now the next thing which we can talk about is in the terms of pricing. So any question in this point in time? So far so good. Shall we move ahead?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so as I was mentioning in the beginning, like we are going to cover all these four P's in a gradual manner, right? So we have started with the product, then we have talked about, now we are going to talk about pricing. This is the second important marketing mix element about which we are going to discuss in some detail. So see, what is pricing? So pricing is a reference point for the marketer as well as consumer, right? For both the parties, it is a reference point, right? So a pricing is a reference point for generating profit or revenue for the marketer, and the pricing is a reference point for a budget which customers actually set in their minds, right? So pricing is a very important component which requires a good amount of attention from the marketers as well as consumers. And it is really important a marketer should price their products by keeping their consumers and competitors in the mind, because both are really important. At what price your consumers are ready to buy your product, and at what price your competitors are selling the products which you are selling, right? And that is the reason pricing decisions are very very complex and very crucial in nature. And we also, as a consumer, we also see in our daily lives, like some of the products which we buy more frequently or which we accept easily, and price is one of the important reason behind it. We buy something because the price is something which satisfies us, and that is the reason pricing is a very very important decision for a marketer. Now let us take a look what can be the objectives that can be fulfilled with the help of pricing. So as a marketer, what are the objectives which you can keep in the mind? So your price can be profit oriented, right? So you can keep your orientation that if I'm going to sell a certain product at a certain price, I will be getting a profit out of it, right? So that is a profit oriented pricing, right? So there is a target return in your mind. So you are selling a product for 500 rupees, and you are expecting like you will be getting 100 rupees as a profit out of that 500 rupees. So that is the target return which you are keeping in your mind. You want to maximize your profit. That is also another pricing objective that can be associated with the profit orientation. The second important objective can be sales oriented, right? What is this sales oriented product? Dollar or unit sales growth. You want to grow your sales. Whatever unit of sales which you sold in the last month, now you want a growth in that. And that also is possible with the help of price, which you are going to determine for your products. The another objective that can be associated with sales is growth in the market share. What is the growth in the market share? So market has been captured by three major competitors, right? So let me take one example here. So let us consider the example of pizza market, right? So suppose in a particular country there are three major players who are selling the pizza. One is Domino's, second is Pizza Hut, and third is maybe Owen Story or maybe XYZ brand, which is very much popular in your country. So that is available in the market. Now what is the idea here? Now Pizza Hut want to grow their market share, right? They Pizza Hut want, they should capture some of the market share of Domino's as well as Owen Story or maybe some of the other pizza brands which are available in the market. So what they can do, they can keep sales oriented price. Sales oriented price means they are giving all as such offers. They are giving all those attractive offers to the customers so that customers are buying products from Pizza Hut. They are, so maybe they are the other competitors customers, but they are buying from you, buying from Pizza Hut. Why this is happening? Because they want to grow market share, they want to increase their market share. The third pricing objective can be to maintain the status quo, right? So we can see there are some prices of the products which are kept by the brands to maintain the status quo. So one such common example that always fit is the Apple products. Either it's Apple watches or a mobile phone or any other accessories. They always try to maintain the status quo. Means they always wanted to maintain the highest price of their product as compared to their competitor products. And why? Because they want to meet the competition in a sense. Actually, I must say it's non-price competition because they keep those prices which cannot be actually reached out by any of the competitors, right? So they do the non-price competition. Whatever price competition other brands are doing, Apple is not going to get into that trap. But there are other mobile phone brands which meet the competition. They always keep the price of their products by keeping other competitors products in the mind. So both the possible ways are there. Sometimes the price are being maintained to maintain the status quo, and that is the another objective that is over there for the pricing. So these are the three major objectives that can be served by taking the pricing decision, and this can be the further sub objectives that can be fulfilled. Now there are certain factors which actually affects the pricing decision. Let us quickly discuss these factors. So see, whenever as a marketer you decide the prices of your products, so some of the factors you have to keep in your mind. And this factors which are very much internal you are seeing, right? So this one layer which you are seeing just outside this pricing decisions, you can consider these are the internal factors, and outside layer is the external factors, and this combinedly impacts the pricing decisions. So suppose you want to price a certain commodity which you are you wanted to market, right? So these are the internal factors which are going to impact your pricing decision. First and foremost important is your objectives. What you want to achieve after selling a certain unit of a products, what are the objectives you want to achieve? That is the first thing which is going to impact your pricing decision. Second, the cost which you are incurring in manufacturing, in marketing, in selling, in distributing those products, those will affect your pricing decisions. Product differentiation, how different your product is from the competitor product or the other substitutes which are available in the market. And that is the reason I'm again quoting the example of Apple here, because the product differentiation is too much. and that is the reason they always quote the highest price for their products. Organizational factors: how much resources you have, how much employees you have, how much experience your firm is carrying, how much strong brand building which you've done. All these factors are the organizational factors. And then the marketing mix, how strongly you uses your marketing mix elements, your product, price, place, and promotion. So what is the kind of balance which you are using in terms of marketing mix? So combinedly, all these five internal factors are going to impact your pricing decisions. Again, as we were discussing in context of marketing mix, market environment analysis, these are the factors which are actually controllable by you. You can control your cost, you can do some changes in your objectives, you can also pick your marketing mix, you can change your product. All these things are very much in your control. But as you move outside, when you take a look at these external factors which are over there, these are not in your control, or there is a less control over these factors, you can say. Buyers, you cannot control your customers completely. You cannot say who will be your buyers, and I will decide this will be these certain buyers who will be buying from me. That won't be possible. You keep your prices, you keep your products on offer. If they will like your prices, if they will like your products or features, they will buy your product. So buyers are having, you cannot impose complete control over your buyers. Demand, up to certain extent you can create demand in the market, but demand is being created by many different factors. We all understand basic economics. So demand cannot be completely generated by you. I'm not at all telling you cannot create the demand of products. That is the job of marketer, to create the demand. You can definitely create demand of your products, but it is not completely in your head. There are some other factors which will impact economic conditions where you are doing your business. So this is also really important. How is the economic condition of that particular country, region where you are actually trying to sell your product? The government also plays a very important role. Their policies, their decisions are actually going to impact your pricing decisions. How much competition is there in the market? If a competition is very intense, there are multiple competition and there is a cutthroat competition which is going on in the market, definitely you won't be able to get much premium in terms of pricing. But if you are the only player, or you are the market leader, then definitely you can charge higher prices as compared to other competitors. Last but not least important is the suppliers. Who are your suppliers? Who supplies you raw materials, the components which are required for the manufacturing purpose? And this plays an important role. Whatever price at which you will offer your product, that is very much dependent upon the suppliers, at what price they are going to supply you the raw materials and components and equipments. And that is the reason all these external factors, the outer layer of, or the outer circle which you are seeing, this also impacts your pricing decision. The internal circle, the internal factors are partially controllable, but if you talk about the partially or up to extent you can control this, but if you talk about the external factors, there is a very less control of you of a independent firm over these factors. And these are the factors which actually affects the pricing decision. At what price you will be selling your products, that is very much depends upon this. So I think that's all which I intended to discuss today. I would like you to take the picture of this screenshot, or a photo of this particular picture which I'm showcasing on the screen. There is a very interesting quiz which is over there in this picture itself. Some of the brands are Indian brands. You may find some difficulty in identifying it. Maybe you can do some research on internet, but others are also the global brands. And what is the clue in this? I'm just giving you a simple clue. So suppose you are seeing this guy, this boy who is doing a painting, right? So this is a branding element which you are seeing over here. This boy is very much popular in the Asian Paints advertisements, or wherever you will find there is a Asian Paint has been written. So you will find this boy's picture is there. So all of these are the logo or branding elements which you are seeing inside this room. There are multiple brands which are available inside a single room. Now your task is you have to identify these brands. You can take the help of internet as well, but this is a small activity for you to do it after the class. Now, just confirm me once, have you taken the screenshot of this? Then we'll move ahead.
Done, sir.
Okay. Even you will find some of the items which are placed on the different places. You will find there are some symbols which will give you a clue about the different brands which are available in the market. Okay, so I think that's all which I intended to discuss today. And as a usual practice, we'll do a small quiz for next 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll wrap up our discussion. Before that, any question you want to ask from our today's discussion? No questions, no queries.
Vanessa,
Okay.
if possible, can you just come again on the pricing objectives
Pricing object.
under
Okay.
data score,
Okay.
non-price competition? I didn't get that as much.
Okay, Farida. No worries. I'm just coming back to that. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. If we talk about pricing objectives, so see, we are talking it in context of pricing decision. Means whenever you plan to price your product, so status quo is one particular method or objective which you can keep in your mind. What is status quo? See, you are competing with some of the competitors in the market, so you can do a price competition as well as non-price competition. Means if you are keeping a price competition, means you will have to keep your product's price by keeping competitors price in the mind, right? So we can take the example of all other mobile phone brands here. So if you want to meet a competition, right? So suppose if a Samsung or maybe OnePlus or one or two other brands you can consider which are available in your country, if they are competing with each other, so they are keeping the price range of each other in the mind. They are meeting the competition with the price. But if you talk about Apple is not doing a price competition with all of them, because Apple always keeps the highest price of their products and they never compete with the other brands in terms of price. So that is a non-price competition. So what is the idea here? You can maintain your status quo by meeting the competition with a price. On the other hand, it is also possible you are actually fighting the non-price competition where your prices are something very much different from your competitors, and it really hardly impacts your what prices which you are determining. So that's the idea behind it. I hope I have make it clear. Any further confusion you can ask me.
No, it's clear.
Okay. Okay, someone has asked a question. I was just actually going through the chat. Just allow me a few sec. Let me just open the chat box once again. Yeah, Khamis, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. I don't know what are the factors that we can use to set a product price.
No, I didn't get your question. Can you come again? Can you ask me once again?
Yeah, yeah. I said, what are the factors can we set in order to set a product price?
Okay, what are the factors we consider when we set a product price?
Yes.
Okay, I got your question. Okay. Okay, so if I talk about some of the factors, anyway, we have discussed about it in detail, like Let me just open that screen once again. Okay. So we were just discussing about some of these factors. Let me just go back to that. Okay. So see, these are the major factors which impacts the pricing decision, right? So we have divided it among the two different categories. So the inner circle is of internal factors. The outer circle is of external factors. So these are the internal factors combined: cost, objectives, organizational factors, marketing mix, product differentiation. We have discussed it in detail. This impacts the pricing decision too much. And others are the external factors which consist of buyers, demand, economic conditions, government, competition, suppliers. This actually impacts the pricing decision of a product. Apart from that, if generically, if I would like to ask, so let me tell, like, first, what is the nature of your product? So suppose your product belong to FMCG category, so definitely you have to follow the pricing which actually applies to FMCG category products. Your product is a technological product which requires you to do much innovation, to use kind of technology which is a high cost technology. So definitely your pricing will be of a high price. The second possible way is you think about who are your target buyers, right? Who are the people who are going to buy your product? By keeping those target audience in the mind, you can also determine your prices. So whenever we talk about factors which determine the prices, so it is not just a single factor which determines it. There are multiple things which we keep in the mind, and by keeping those factors which we have just discussed, by keeping these factors in the mind, we can actually determine the prices of our product. I hope it makes clear. Okay, there's one question in the chat box which has been asked by Bora. What factors can cause a product to skip certain phases of the cycle, and what factors can cause a product to go from the first phase to the last directly? Okay, very interesting question. So let me first answer the first part of this question. What factors can cause a product to skip certain phases of the cycle? Okay. See, sometimes what happens, so I'll take one such example that will answer both of your questions. I'll try to take that example. See, sometimes what happens, a product comes in the market, introduction of product has just happened, but due to some technological changes, due to some certain changes in the market conditions, what has happened, a product was just at introductory stage. It couldn't actually go passes through growth and maturity stage. It has to directly see the decline stage, right? One such example can be of pagers. I don't know how many of you have actually heard about or used pagers have come somewhere around in year 1995 or 1998. So it was the time period of 1995 to 2000, and when the pagers have been introduced, right? And what has happened, pagers were just actually at the introductory stage, and then Nokia and Motorola has come up with mobile phones. And what has happened, pagers couldn't actually reach out to growth and maturity stage from directly introduction to decline stage. They skipped the two stages which were in between, because it couldn't see those two stages in their life. Product like pagers got outdated very quickly because technological advancement has happened. The another company has come up with the substitute products which are much superior and better than pagers. So that is one case in which it may happen. Your product is actually skipping the two life stages, and it is directly going to the decline stage. Another such example which is over there, which actually doesn't follow all these stages in life. So all of us uses a gas cylinders at our home, right? So gas cylinders, matchsticks, these are the products which are actually, there is a much technological advancement which has happened, but these products are still serving their purpose. And these are the products which doesn't actually follow this bell-shaped curve which was over there, right? It doesn't follow the classical bell-shaped curve, and it doesn't passes through all stages. It has been introduced in the market and it is continuously at the maturity stage. So sometimes it happens, it is not necessary. There are a very few categories of products which doesn't follow all the stages of the product life cycle, and that is a possible case. So I hope I have answered your question, Bora, if you are still in the meeting. Okay,
Yes,
so
yes, thank you.
right. In case of any further query, you are free to reach out to me. I'll do one thing. At the end of the last session, I will share my email ID and LinkedIn details. So you can connect with me. You can reach out to me in case of any further query. So let me quickly open up the slides for today's quiz, and then we'll wrap up our discussion. I hope all of you are ready for the quiz. We'll discuss some interesting questions. Yeah, I'm just allow me to share my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
So let me go ahead with the first question for today. Every product is made at and is sold at blanks. Two blanks are there. Very simplest question of the day. Think about it and answer. Every product is made at dash and each sold at dash. What can be the two possible options here?
Every product is made at a cost and each is sold at a profit. I think
Sold at? Can you
a
come back?
profit.
Profit. Okay, nice. Good try. Any other response? Anybody else would like to give it a try? So every product is met at a cost and each is sold at a profit, which has been answered by, I couldn't get the name. Cost is the correct choice here. Price is the right answer for the second block, second blank. So every product is made at a cost and each is sold at a price. Profit is the ultimate outcome which we are looking for, right? We don't sell anything at profit, we sell anything at price, but we earn profit out of that, right? So that is the understanding. You are not wrong, you're on the right track, but price is something which can actually bring us profit. There are dash layers of product proposed by Dr. Philip Kotler. We have just gone through that concept. You can give it a try. So how many layers of product you have heard about?
5.
Five.
Five
Are you
layers
sure?
of products.
So is it three,
Five.
2, 5? 5 is the correct answer, right?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. The three different categories under which consumer goods can be divided are, we have discussed it in much detail. Can you tell me the categories?
It is classified based on durability,
Okay.
based on use,
Okay.
and based on tangibility.
Okay, nice. But I am talking specifically about consumer goods. Consumer goods comes under the category of based on usage. Who is going to use those products? Consumers are going to use those products. But what are the three major subcategories of consumer goods?
Convenience, shopping, specialty.
Convenience goods,
Shopping and
shopping goods, and
specialty.
specialty goods. So
Mhm.
one is
Yeah.
convenience good, two is shopping goods, and three is specialty goods. I'm glad all of you are right for this answer. I think this is the repetitive question which has come by mistake. I'm just skipping this. We have just gone through the meaning of brand. I will showcase you. I'm giving you a clue. There was one slide in which we were differentiating product from brand. So brand is a personality built
On trust or relationship.
nice, very nice. A trust and relationships. A brand is a personality built on trust and relationships. Okay, we have very recently discussed one concept, and that question actually belongs to that. Dash are industry specific similarities that are shared among many businesses.
Points of parity, is it?
Points of parity, very nice, beautiful.
Parity.
Points of parity. Actually, there were two choices. I forgot to give you a choice, but anyway, you were right. Okay, we have very recently discussed some of the objectives of pricing. Now I'm talking about sub objectives. So the objectives of profit oriented pricing are target returns, and what is the other objective? When you actually look at profit oriented pricing, you want targeted returns plus
Maximum profit.
maximize profit. Very nice. That can be easily copied by competitors. Dash. A single line answer is there.
Product.
Product. Very nice. Out of company name, brand, and product can be easily copied. The cells are at pick at this stage of product life cycle. We're discussing product life cycle in detail. At which stage you think cells are at peak? I'm just giving you the names of those stages. Is it at
Maturity.
Maturity.
maturity? So all of you agree with this response?
Yes, sir.
Maturity, right? Okay, this is the correct answer. The cells is at the peak at the maturity stage. A product can be a dash or an item. This is a one single word answer.
Service.
Sorry,
Service. Service.
can be service or an item. Very nice. So I think this were the questions which were there for today's quiz. What I will be doing in the end of our discussion, when we'll be completing block 4. So I'll share all these slides with Smriti ma'am, and she will mail it to you. So you can practice this quiz during examination. It will quickly revise your concepts and frameworks, right? So I think
Okay,
that's
sir.
all
Thank
for
you.
today, and tomorrow we'll meet at the same time. And if you have any further queries out of today's discussion, so you can ask me tomorrow as well. And hope to see you tomorrow at the same time, 7 p.m. At IST, 7 p.m. once again.
Sure, sir.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. We'll see
Thank
you
you.
tomorrow.
See
Okay,
you.
bye.
Take care. Bye.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you, sir. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.